wrapped up, top of the group, and hopefully we don't face Barcelona in the next round. So it looks like I got the lineup wrong in some cases. I wasn't sure Joran was even gonna play. It was good to see him and what he can offer to the first team. We know what he's been doing in the under 21s and so forth, so we're happy with that. Billy Gilmour, man, I saw a tweet that said Billy Gilmour was worth the transfer ban. And that is like the best way to sum it up. That boy is amazing. He has a bright future. The way he was on the ball today, his movements, getting into those gaps and just being at the right places at the right time. Honestly, what a player, what a game. And yeah, looking forward to seeing more of what he can offer. I hope we get to see him in like bigger games against tougher opponents. Last season he did well when he played the FA Cup against Liverpool. So hopefully we will see him play more. Kai Havertz was looking good, especially in the first 20 minutes. How the game was being played. Kai Havertz again, the movement was smooth. Actually, the passing between the whole team was so smooth and so fluid. You know, I was so surprised with all the changes that Lampard had made, and to see the team move in that way was amazing. Yeah, so looking at that, those for me are the positives. I think there are still a bit of some negatives. I think on Gilmour's point, it's his pace. He's pretty slow at times. And if you complement that with Jorginho, who's also slow, especially when we lose the ball, it can be problematic. During the game, there was a point where Jorginho lost the ball and both of them were trying to run back, but the forward was just that quicker, just a bit quicker than both of them were. So yeah, those sometimes can be scary moments. Speaking of scary moments, we had Kepa in goal today, and like I said in my pre-match, I was convinced we were going to concede, and we did concede. I wouldn't blame him too much for that. That was rightly put by the striker in the right place. It's very hard to reach, so it's very understandable. But yeah, it's just whenever he's in goal, there seems to be a lack of confidence in the defense. And yeah, and that sometimes just creates issues, not only for the defense but for the midfielders, because they don't know how much protection to give the defense and how they're feeling at the time. Yeah, and up front, Tammy was Tammy, which is a good thing. I think his finishing needs work. Especially his head. I mean, he's a tall guy, so I'm always surprised when his headers, you know, don't go the right way. I feel like he has that bit of an inch off most defenders and can get his head onto the ball easier. But yeah, all in all, we finished the group, top of the group, thank goodness. I hope we don't face Barcelona because that's usually how it goes. And I think by next year, when the Champions League kicks off again, I think Barcelona will be in a different place or even better place. So I hope not. I hope we get a nice smooth round of 16. A team that's on our level or even a bit below would be nice, but we're also I wouldn't mind big competition to also test our players, maybe a Leipzig, but we'll see how it goes. I'm just glad that we're through, and yeah.
You never never say this white guy. You say these guys. So why when you mention a nigga, listen to me. Why when you mention a black guy, you have to say this black guy? Say, but no,
Romanian language is coming from Latin language.
The accusation may be against the fourth official here.
Unfortunately, there's also a conversation to be had about the events that happened in France with Başakşehir and PSG. You know, these cases, especially ones like this, it's a bit tough to really have an opinion because you don't really know the exact words of what was said. And you know, I hear a lot of the discussion being that a lot of countries still use certain words to call black people, yeah, it's just it's hard. It's a hard conversation to have. It's a hard. I think it's hard for a lot of people to understand because I was going through my Facebook and seeing posts from like Sky Sports and other publications and going into the comments, which is the worst, but you go into the comments and you have people that just don't get it. You have people that just don't understand what certain words mean to black people and what we've had to suffer to move past, you know, things like that. I think at some point there needs to be an understanding, there needs to be an acceptance of the changes, and there also needs to be some respect. I would like to hope that referee didn't mean it in a bad way, or you know, I maybe it was just one of those things where you say, you know, oh, it's the black guy if he's surrounded by, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 white defenders or attackers or whatever the case. I would like to hope that he just, you know, it was more of a thing to point it out than to be malice or upsetting. I think well done to the players and the coaching staff of Istanbul Başakşehir on their the way they handled the situation. Yeah, but I also think I think there's points where statements need to be made, and I just think this necessarily didn't have to be as drawn out as it was. I think the removal of the ref in question would have sufficed, but I mean, things happened the way they happened, and yeah, it's sad, but at least with this reaction, we can see what it means to players and their teams, and the respect that they have for their teammates to be able to stand, you know, against this type of behavior. But in better news, in more fun news, Man United are going to Europa. I mean, isn't that a great way to end the evening? Yeah, never liked Man United. I think my hatred for Man United grows every time I see a match of theirs. So yeah, great news, and we march on. Well done to the Chelsea boys. Yeah, so this weekend, Chelsea, we have Everton. So it's gonna be it's Everton away, so it's gonna be a tough one. Yeah, so hopefully the players that were rested today are ready to go on Saturday. Catch me on Friday for the match preview, and hopefully during the week, if there's more to talk about, I'll let you know. Catch me on my Twitter, and yeah, have a good one. See you later. Peace.